Hello students, welcome to social science class. Today we are going to begin our class with a new lesson, Gandhiji leads the nation. In this lesson we are going to learn about the more important events that led India towards independence. We'll also understand the role of Gandhiji in these movements, and we'll also learn about the important movements that led to independence. So come, let's begin with our lesson. The INC, or the Indian National Congress, was the first political party founded on 28 December 1885 by A.O. Hume that came to be formed in India. The Indian National Congress was able to achieve success to only some extent, but this also was very limited. Now there were two groups within the Congress. First one is moderates and the second is radicals. Congress was led by moderates who pleaded for reforms from the British government, and the other group within the Congress was that of radicals. They wanted to oppose the British by strong methods like boycott and strikes. Now, what are the events that led India towards independence? Partition of Bengal. The British decided to divide Bengal in 1905. Britishers wanted to take this administrative measure to prevent Hindus and Muslims from uniting against them. It was opposed by the people, and the Congress started the Swadeshi and boycott movement. Swadeshi and boycott movement urged people to use Indian goods and to boycott all the foreign goods. All foreign goods were burned publicly in huge bonfires. This movement got the support of women and students as well. Now students, here I want to tell you about the meaning of revolutionaries. A group of young leaders in Bengal were not satisfied with the methods of moderates and radicals. This group came to be known as revolutionaries, as they believed that only force could be used to drive out the British from India. Aurobindo Ghosh, Veer Savarkar and Ajit Singh were some of the early revolutionaries. Now let's talk about the different movements led by Gandhiji. Before discussing about the movements, let's first discuss about the early life of Gandhiji. Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi was born on 2nd October 1869 in Porbandar, Gujarat. A graduate in law, he practiced law in South Africa for 22 years. On his return to India in 1915, he travelled to various parts of the country. He was shocked by the life of the poor people, ill treatment of the lower castes, and the different types of discrimination or differences prevalent in India. He soon rose to become an important leader of the Congress. He campaigned against the discrimination of the untouchables and gave them the name Harijans, meaning the children of God. Indians had been fighting the British using the peaceful methods of the moderates, stronger methods of the radicals, and violent methods of the revolutionaries, but it did not make much impact on the British. Gandhiji motivated people to attain freedom by using the non-violence and the non-cooperation. His fight for freedom was based on the two principles of non-violence and satyagraha. Satyagraha means insistence on truth. An interesting fact here is Gandhiji's birthday is celebrated as Gandhi Jayanti in India and as International Day of Non-Violence worldwide. The Rowlatt Act. The British government was busy repressing Indians. They passed the Rowlatt Act in 1919 and named after its president Sir Sidney Rowlatt. This gave the British the power to imprison any person without a trial in the court. Gandhiji asked the people to protest against this unjust law. Jallianwala Bagh massacre. A peaceful meeting was being held in Jallianwala Bagh in Amritsar on 13th April 1919. On the instructions of the British official General Dyer, the soldiers started firing on the crowd gathered there. Hundreds of Innocent men, women, and children were killed and injured in this incident. Non-cooperation movement. The cruel massacre of the Jallianwala Bagh compelled Gandhiji to start non-cooperation movement in 1920. He urged people to disobey the British laws. People were asked not to cooperate with the British government. Indians boycotted all the foreign goods and surrendered the titles and honors given by the British. But in Chauri Chaura, a small village in Uttar Pradesh, Indians burned a police station and 22 policemen were killed. Gandhiji wanted the movement to be peaceful, so he decided to withdraw this movement. The withdrawal of the non-cooperation movement disappointed many Indians. Simon Commission. British appointed the Simon Commission under the chairmanship of Sir John Simon. The law and order situation was examined by the British and the Simon Commission suggested reforms. No Indians was a part of this commission as it was not acceptable to Indians. The Congress decided to boycott this Simon Commission. When the Simon Commission came to India, it was opposed with the popular slogan "Simon Go Back" with black flags. Now let's talk about the movements leading to India's independence. The first movement we are going to discuss is Civil Disobedience Movement. The Congress demanded Poorna Swaraj, meaning complete independence from the British government, in December 1929. Gandhiji started the Civil Disobedience Movement in 1930. He decided to make salt at Dandi and break the salt laws. The Civil Disobedience Movement continued till 1934. The Britishers controlled the manufacturing of salt. Indians were not allowed to manufacture salt and were forced to buy it from Britishers while paying a heavy tax on it. Gandhiji opposed to this act of Britishers and marched over 300 kilometers from Sabarmati to Dandi on the Gujarat coast with his followers to break the salt law in March 1930. This came to be known as Dandi March. The movement came to be known as the Salt Satyagraha and continued till 1934 when Gandhiji and many other leaders were arrested. Quit India Movement. Gandhiji was becoming more and more vocal in his protest against British. He launched the Quit India Movement in August 1942 and put the pressure on the British government to leave the country. Gandhiji inspired the people with the slogan "Do or Die." Britishers were failed to suppress the Quit India movement. Indian National Army. The Indian National Army movement became a more powerful movement under Gandhiji's leadership. Around 1941, another important leader, Subhash Chandra Bose, became prominent. He had been elected as the president of the Indian National Congress or INC twice. He was the leader of the Indian National Army. Subhash Chandra Bose wanted to build the Azad Hind Force. He also organized an army of 40,000 soldiers in Japan to fight against the British. He gave the slogan Jai Hind and Delhi Chalo. He firmly believed that freedom could be attained only through force and decided to work towards India's freedom from the outside. Events leading to independence. By the end of Second World War in 1945, the British came to realize that they had no option but to give India its independence. They started discussions with the Congress and the Muslim League. The divide and rule policy of the British had successfully created a rift, that means a break between the friendly relations of Hindus and Muslims. Muhammad Ali Jinnah demanded a separate nation for Muslims. But the Gandhiji opposed the division of India into two separate nations. No resolution could be reached and the British decided to divide India into India and Pakistan. Dr. Rajendra Prasad became the first president of India and Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru became the first prime minister of independent India. Muhammad Ali Jinnah became the leader of Pakistan. A new constitution was framed for India and came into force from 26th January 1950. India was declared republic on 26th January 1915 and we got our independence on 15th August 1947. So students, this is all about Gandhiji, how he helped India to gain its independence. So see you soon in the next video. Till then, stay safe, take care, bye bye.